Welcome to the Vendio webinar on expanding your Etsy business multi-channel. My name is Nathan and I'll be showing you how to import your items from Etsy to Vendio and also how to send those items over to eBay, Amazon, and OpenSky. There will be time for questions at the end, so please go ahead and type your questions into the question box in the webinar widget during the webinar, and then at the end of the webinar, I will answer your questions for you as best as I can. During today's webinar, we will be covering topics such as how to connect your Vendio account to Etsy, and then how to import your Etsy items into your Vendio account. We'll also take a look at how to launch your imported Etsy items to eBay, Amazon, and OpenSky. Please do be aware that we recently added the option to link your Vendio account to Etsy and to import your Etsy items. This is the first phase of our integration with Etsy. The second phase will give you the ability to list to Etsy through Vendio, to manage your Etsy orders through Vendio, and also to manage your Etsy inventory through Vendio. We hope to have the second phase released by the end of the year. All right, let's start by taking a look at how to link your Vendio account to your Etsy account. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Preferences, which is at the top right of most pages in your Vendio account. And then on the Preferences page, we're going to select Channels from the drop-down box near the top left of the page. And then we're going to scroll on down to the Etsy section, which is right here. And you can see that our Etsy account is not yet linked to this Vendio account. So we're going to click the button to link the Vendio account to the Etsy account, at which point we're redirected to Etsy. If you're not already logged in, then you'll be prompted to log in to your Etsy account. And if you are already logged in, you'll come right to this page. And on this page, Etsy is just letting you know that an application would like to connect to your Etsy account. That application is Vendio. And then Etsy gives you some information about what data we'll have available, what data Vendio will be able to see in your Etsy account once those accounts are linked. Go ahead, take a look at that, make sure you're okay with it. And assuming that you are, just go ahead and click the blue Allow Access button at the bottom of the page. Once you've clicked that button, you will be redirected right back to your Vendio account, and you should get this message that lets you know your Etsy and Vendio accounts are now connected successfully. Go ahead and click OK, and you can now see that those accounts are connected. It's really just as simple as that to link the accounts. Once you're done linking the accounts, go ahead and click Save and Close at the bottom center of the page. Next, let's go ahead and import our Etsy items into our Vendio account. So to do that, we're going to go to Items in the menu at the top, and then Import Items. On the Import Items page, we'll click on the Etsy icon since we're importing our Etsy items. And then on the next page, we do have a few different options that we can choose from. First, we need to decide whether we want to import all of our Etsy items. That will include your not only just your live items, but also your closed, expired, and your draft listings. Or if you'd like, you can only import your live Etsy items. Next, we need to choose the item allocation strategy. And the item allocation strategy is used to decide how the quantities that you have for your items will be shared across the marketplaces on which you sell. Keep in mind that we won't be able to update your Etsy inventory quantities for you until after we've released phase 2 of the integration. But in the meantime, the item allocation strategy that you select here for the imported items, it will be used on the other marketplaces in which you sell. You can change this as well once you have finished the import if you need to. The committed strategy is the most basic strategy for allocating your item quantities. Basically, you just select what quantities you want to go to each marketplace. So for example, if you have a quantity of 10 for an item that you're selling and you are selling that item on both eBay and Amazon, maybe you want to send 6 of those items to Amazon and 4 of them to eBay. And you would do that with the committed strategy. And then if an item sells on eBay, then only the eBay quantity would be adjusted and the Amazon quantity would stay the same. Usually I recommend the shared inventory allocation strategy for most people. The shared strategy allows you to share those inventory quantities across the marketplaces that you're selling. So in that same example, you would send all 10 of your quantity for that item to both eBay and Amazon. And then if the item sells on one place, it would be automatically adjusted on the other. So in that same example, if the item sells a quantity of 2 on eBay, then the quantities would automatically be adjusted from 10 to 8, both on eBay and Amazon for you. The third option is the unlimited strategy, and this strategy works great for people that have a virtual unlimited access to the items they're selling. It might work well for an Etsy seller or handmade seller that is making their product as they get their orders. And if you have an unlimited supply of the pieces that you need to make that product, and you can make them pretty much whenever they're ordered, then the unlimited strategy might be the best for you. With the unlimited strategy, it doesn't matter how many quantities you have of the item will stay active until you specifically end it. We'll go ahead and select shared for this import though. And then next we have the item profiles. So these are profiles where you are using the same information across marketplaces. It's an easy way to automatically apply some of your data to your items. You can change these after you finish the import if you need to. You also can add a completely new profile right here from this page using the green plus buttons, or edit an existing profile. If you do already have a profile that's in your Vendio account that you want to use, you can just select it from the drop-down box. And then once you've selected your profiles, you can then choose your Vendio store visibility options. You do have the option to automatically add your Etsy categories as Vendio store categories, and you also have the option to automatically make your newly imported items visible in your Vendio store. Once you have selected your import options, just go ahead and click the blue Import My Etsy Inventory button. And then on the next page, we'll be back to the main import page, but you should notice that near the bottom left of the page, there is the View Import Status button, and you can use that button to check the current status of your import. The amount of time that it will take will depend on the number of items that you have on Etsy that are being imported. It's usually rather quick, but it might take a few minutes or so. But you can use this button here to check that status so that you can know once that import is complete. And while we do wait for that import to complete, let's take a quick look at where you can go within your Vendio account to link to eBay, Amazon, and OpenSky. If you're already linked, you won't need to take this step, but if you're not, then you can do that by going to Preferences at the top right of the page. And then again, we're going to select Channels from the drop-down box near the top left. This is the same page where we linked to Etsy. The process of connecting the different accounts are very similar to each other. There are some minor differences, but for the most part, it's a very similar process. For eBay, you are allowed to have multiple eBay accounts on file, so that's what's slightly different with the eBay process. To add a new eBay account, you'd click the Add New button here, and that will direct you to eBay to log into that account that you would like to link. And then once you're logged into the account, you'll get a page that's similar to the Etsy page that's letting you know what data Vendio will have access to once you link the account, and make sure that you agree to it. If you do agree, just go ahead and click that you agree, and you'll be redirected right back to this page in Vendio, and then you should see that new eBay ID showing up in the eBay ID list here. For Amazon, let's scroll on down to the Amazon section. You can see that this account is already connected to Amazon, but if it was not, then you would have a button to click to log into your Amazon account. And again, very similar, you'd log into your Amazon account. I believe it's 2 or 3 pages that you need to agree to for Amazon. But just like with eBay and Etsy, go ahead, read that data or that information, make sure you're okay with it and that you agree with it. And if you do, click to continue. And then once you're done, you'll be directed back to this page, which should look very similar to this right here, showing that you have successfully connected to Amazon. OpenSky is at the bottom of the page, and again, this account is already connected to OpenSky, but if it was not, you would see a button that says Continue to OpenSky, and you would click on that button, which would send you to one page on OpenSky. It's a relatively short form. It's just asking for some basic information so that you can create your OpenSky account. It's asking for information such as what you want your OpenSky store name to be, what you want your username and password to be, some pretty normal basic information that you'd need to open most any account. And then once you've filled out that form, just go ahead and click on the bottom to continue, and you will automatically be sent back to this page in Vendio, showing you that your Vendio and OpenSky accounts are linked, and then you'll be able to list to OpenSky as well and increase your sales. And that is how you can go ahead and link your other accounts to Vendio. Once you're done, go ahead and click Save and Close at the bottom of the page. And next, we're going to go to the My Items page and take a look at those items that were imported from Etsy. So we're going to go to Items at the top and then My Items. And you'll see that we have these 4 items that were imported from Etsy. The system automatically created the Etsy imported folder. You might need to go to the Folders button at the top left in order to find that Etsy imported folder. You can easily get to it there. And let's go ahead and send these items on over to Amazon, eBay, and OpenSky. You can see the channel ready or blank at this point, and we'll be filling that in as we send these over to the various marketplaces. Let's start by sending them over to Amazon. You can either select single items by checking the boxes to the left, or you can select an entire page of items at once by selecting the box at the top left. So we're going to do that. We're going to select all the items on the page, and then we're going to go to Actions, Match Amazon Catalog. Keep in mind, if your items are not already in the Amazon catalog, if the items that you're selling are not already there, you will need to add those to the Amazon catalog first. We'll need to create those Amazon catalog items. If they are already in the catalog, though, our system will most likely be able to find them for you. When you do the Match Amazon Catalog, what our system does is it takes all that data that was imported from Etsy and it tries to match that data up with an existing Amazon catalog item. It usually gives a few different options that it's found, and what you can do is scroll through and make sure that the correct option is selected. So here we go. So this looks correct here. And so I'm going to go ahead and save this one. And then the next one looks correct, so we'll go ahead and save it. The third one, let's see, this is a 2-piece that's been selected, but we're selling a 1-piece. So we want to go ahead and select a 1-piece. It looks like there's no 1-piece today. So we're going to go ahead, for the purpose of this, we'll select a 2-piece. Oh, here we go. This was the example I was trying to show you. This is the item where we are selling a 1-piece, and you'll notice that we have a 6-pack that shows up, a single pack that shows up, and another 6-pack. So we're going to select the single one. And you can either save each one individually by clicking each individual save button, or you can click Save All at the bottom of the page to save this data to all the items that are here. If you use the save option, that will just save the item and not send it over to Amazon. Your other way that you can do it, which you'll most likely want to do if you're ready to send those items over to Amazon right now, then you can click the orange Save and Publish button, either individually for each item, or if they all look good, then you can click this button at the very bottom center of the page to save and publish your Amazon ready items from this list. And once you've done that, your items will be sent on over to Amazon. One other thing I wanted to show you, you do have these columns here where you can make some changes to the items before you save it and send it to Amazon. It would just make that change for the Amazon area. So maybe you need a different price for Amazon than you have from Etsy, or maybe you need to change the condition or add in condition notes or add in some attributes or something like that. You can do it right here from this grid. But let's go back to the My Items page and take a look at these items again, and you'll notice now that they are showing as channel ready for Amazon. Next, let's go ahead and send these items on over to eBay. We have imported a good deal of information from Etsy. There is some eBay specific information that we will need to fill out before those items will be ready to send on over to eBay. So we do need to do that first. So let's go ahead and click on the title of the first item so that we can edit that item. And once we're on the first page, we're going to check the box for eBay near the bottom center in order to turn on the eBay section. And then we need to go ahead and select our eBay category. So we're going to find that category. Let's see, home and garden. And then we'll do kitchen, dining and bar, and then bakeware. And then once you have selected the correct category, go ahead, click the select button, and you'll see it shows here. Next, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to the eBay info section, since that's the only data that we should need to fill in to get this sent over to eBay. And so near the top left of the page, we'll click on the eBay info tab. And again, you'll notice much of your information has already been imported. So like, for example, we can see the title is already there from the Etsy item that was imported. And what we want to do is just go through this form, make sure that we've filled out any required fields. The fields that are in green are fields that are required. And then we also want to check to make sure that there aren't any defaults that need to be changed. So for example, let's see the duration here, the default duration is 7 days for eBay. Maybe we want this item to be good till canceled instead. So we'll go ahead and select good till canceled from the drop-down box. And then we'll keep scrolling down. Title looks correct. Item condition is required, so we'll fill in the item condition. Keep scrolling on down. The brand's required, so we'll need to add in the brand. And we do want to add in a template, an eBay template for the purpose of eBay. So let's go ahead and select a template. We can go to choose your own and then click browse in order to view all of the available templates that we have for eBay. There are quite a few different templates here. You can search for them in a few different ways. You can search by category, you can search by the colors that are in the template, and you can search by keywords. You also have the ability to view all of the templates, like in this list here. You can view only templates you've marked as favorites, or the ones that you used last, or the ones we recommended for you, or you can make your own custom template if you're really good with HTML code. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and select this first template at the top. And once you selected the template, you can get a closer look at it, make sure it's one that you want to use. And then go ahead and select the number of images that you'll be using for the item. And once you've done that, just click the blue select button near the top right of the page. And you'll see that that template has been selected for this item. We're going to keep on scrolling down. We see the profiles are attached. The eBay account is attached. If we were using our other account, we could select it here. The description has been imported from Etsy, so we're good there. The images have been imported from Etsy. And then we just want to preview it. So let's click on the Preview at eBay button. Make sure we don't get any error messages. Make sure that everything looks good. All right, no errors, so that's good. Just scroll down, take a look, make sure the listing looks good. It does. If you're happy with it, you can close out of the preview at the bottom center. And then select your launch options. The first one that you can do is not launch it right now, just save it with the changes to launch later. Or you can launch a single listing. You can either launch it when you save, or you can specify a specific time to launch the listing and schedule it in advance. And then the third option is to launch using an eBay launch profile. And the eBay launch profiles are really good. They allow you to automatically launch listings based on rules. There are quite a few different rules that you can use in order to launch the listings. Most of what you might want to do for automatic launches is going to be supported. If you're trying to figure out how to set up your launch profile to automatically launch listings the way you would like them to launch and you can't figure out how to do it, please contact us in support. Let us know what you're trying to do and we will help you out. It's possible that maybe what you're trying to do isn't supported, but most of it will be. So at least ask so that we can take a look and see if we can help you set it up the way you want it to work. But once you have selected your launch option, we're not going to launch right now, we're just going to save it. But once you have selected your launch option, click the Save button at the bottom right of the page. And we are back on the My Items page, and you can see that this item is now ready for both eBay and Amazon. So we just need to get our other 3 items ready for eBay as well. Let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go through it a bit quicker than the first one though, since you've already seen it in detail. So we'll click on the title of the item to edit it. We'll select eBay at the bottom center. We'll select our category. Really handy tool here is the previously used box. That way you don't need to browse for the category each time if you're using the same category over and over again. So we'll just select previously used and then the category. And you can see it's already selected. And now we'll go to the eBay info tab. We'll take a look, make sure all the defaults are the way we would like them, change any we need to change, fill in any green required fields or other fields that you want to fill in as well that have not yet been filled in. Select your template. We'll just click on last used and that'll pull up that last template that we just used. Keep checking your data, make sure it looks good. Preview, make sure there aren't any errors, make sure the listing looks correct. Yep, looks good, so we'll close out of that. Select your launch options and save. And now we got those 2 are ready for eBay and Amazon. Let's do the next one. Click on the title to edit it. Turn on eBay. Select your category. Go to the eBay info section. Change anything that needs to be changed. Fill in any required fields or any other fields that you need to fill in. Select your template. Preview to make sure it looks okay. Looks good. Close out of the preview and save. And one more to go. We'll click on the title to edit it. Turn on eBay. Select our category. Go to the eBay info section. Change anything we want to change. Fill in any fields that need to be filled in. Select our template. Preview at eBay. Make sure everything looks good. It does. And go ahead and save. And so now on the My Items page, you can see that all 4 of these items are ready for both eBay and Amazon. Next, let's take a look at sending these items over to OpenSky. So to send them to OpenSky, we can either select individual items or an entire page at once. And then we'll click on the Actions button, Send to, and OpenSky. There are some things to keep in mind for OpenSky. The first is that OpenSky does only allow fixed shipping costs, so you will need to make sure that you're using a fixed shipping profile. We are here. If we weren't, though, you would be able to automatically change it for all the items at once using this drop-down box here. It would let you select from all of your existing shipping profiles, and then when you send it over, it will apply that shipping profile that you select to the OpenSky items. OpenSky also requires the category, price, and item weight. Those are mandatory for OpenSky listings. So you do want to add in the OpenSky category. If your items all have different categories, then you can do it individually by double-clicking in the box for the item and then selecting the category from the drop-down box. Or if all of your items are using the same category, you can use the box at the top in order to select it just the once, and then that will apply it to all of the items. So let's go ahead and do that. We're looking for kitchen. Let's see. Probably want kitchen tools. And there we go. And so now that we have selected our category, we'll need to make sure the prices are correct. So if the price is not in there, or if you need to change it for Open Sky, you can just double click on the box to edit it and put in the correct price. And then also the item weight. The item weight here is in ounces. If you do need to change the weight, or if it's not in there yet, you can double click on the box and just type in the correct weight in ounces. And once you have done that, you can just go ahead and click send, and these items will be sent on over to Open Sky. All right, so this concludes the Vendio webinar on expanding your Etsy business multi-channel. This is how you can link to Etsy, how you can import your items from Etsy, and then how you can send those items to eBay, Amazon, and Open Sky. I also did want to remind you, just a quick reminder, that the next phase of our integration with Etsy will allow you to list to Etsy through Vendio and manage your listings and orders through Vendio. And again, we hope to have that part released by the end of the year. All right, let me take a look and see if there are any questions. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions. If there are any, please go ahead and type them into the question box in the webinar widget. And while we wait on that, I do want to make sure you're aware that if you need help with anything, you can always contact support by using the help link at the top right of the page in your Vendio account. And you can go ahead and reach out to us, and we are happy to help you with whatever you need help with your account. Okay, it looks like there are not any questions. So yeah, this concludes the Vendio webinar. I really hope that you found this information helpful in the webinar today, and thank you very much for joining. And again, let us know if you need help with anything, and have a great day. Thank you.